Hello, and welcome to yet another episode of the Akash Mehta and Friends podcast. This week we have a special friend, a friend who is not so close a friend, but a new friend, a person who claims to be a fan, and I'm also a fan, and therefore we are contemporaries, or we're just deluded. I'm not sure. I'm glad to have on this week's episode the very good, so used to saying Bijoy. I'm so used to saying the very funny because comedians keep coming on this. But hey,
people might beg to differ.
But hey, welcome on the show. We have Bijoy Nambiar. If you did not recognize him by his face, that's because he's a director. And director के life में यही होता है. Much like comedy writers. But hey, I am so excited. Like, the reason we got in touch is because you messaged on my birthday.
Yes.
Which is interesting because most of my family forgot. So... Like, मेरे को तो बर्थडे के दिन पे शाम को इतना बुरा, एक तो थिंग इज माय ब्रदर एंड आई आर बोर्न ऑन द सेम डे, तो देयर इज नो रीजन टू नॉट रिमेंबर माइन. You know what I mean? Because half my birthdays are spent planning his surprise birthday party. Like, this
you and your brother are twins?
No, we're not twins. That is my other twin brother. This is my elder brother.
It's not, okay, this is not Prakash. Okay.
Prakash doesn't give no fucks about birthdays.
Okay.
We threw him some birthday parties during school and all, he would walk out, so we stopped. But my elder brother Aditya and I are also born. So imagine 3 kids born on the same day. That's a big feat. But my brother and I are 7 years apart, and most of my childhood was just... This year was spent making a happy birthday video for my brother on our birthday. और सब रह गया था, तो एंड ऑफ द डे माँ ने ये भी बोल दिया कि साला तू घर पे कंट्रीब्यूट नहीं करता है, पैसा वैसा कब देगा घर में. बोला यार तुम लोग
बर्थडे के दिन तो छोड़ दो.
I swear, in fact they only picked birthday to do it. Like Akash, you are 27, it's time. बेंचो पैसा किधर है?
कभी लाएगा?
हाँ तो but hey man, I'm glad that you're here. I don't know where to begin. Usually I know I have a solid point of starting, but firstly I'm a little suspicious. So how did you even know that I exist, and why are you a fan?
I think it's one of those random YouTube algorithms, right? Because of which they keep you see one comedy video, they start flooding you with lots of them. So that's how I think your video popped up on my feed.
But you also worked with comics, right? Like you worked with a place where I also interned.
Where is that?
AIB. You directed one of the videos.
Yes, I did. One video. I worked with them. Yeah, it was fun.
Was that
you interned with them, is it?
Yeah, I had interned in June 2000 and I want to say 15, but could be 14 also. Or 16 also actually, now that I think about it.
And I can't recall which year we made that video. Yeah, I think it was
Sachin Apocalypse was when Sachin retired? No.
2013. Yeah. It was around the time Sachin retired.
Yeah, so I think a little before or
2013, if I'm not mistaken.
You grew up in Kochi. Were you born in Kochi? You grew up in Kochi?
I've never grown up in Kochi. I think this Wikipedia thing is fully wrong. I'm born and brought up in Bombay. I've grown up here.
So Wikipedia is fully wrong, huh?
It's all fucked up. Yeah, it's all wrong.
Who is writing this shit?
And I can't be bothered. I tried to correct it once, it didn't work out, so I said fuck it, let it be.
So now for history, for matter of history, you're a Kochi boy.
Yeah. And it's so weird because every time I go to a college or for any event or something, most of these people who will want to introduce you, they'll like just read out that first paragraph of Wikipedia and they'll all say the same thing, So it's always that truth got perpetuated like that. Ki main Kochi se hu.
My producer was also, so our producer for this podcast is an intern we have called Nishat. Okay, Nishat is a comedian from Kolkata. He works on this podcast. Everybody works on this because we all generally have a love for the craft of things. So he sent me like a long research based thing. And now that you have revealed this Kochi thing, it's going to be a lot of fun to ride his ass for the next month. Saying Kochi se.
Nishat, I've never lived in Kerala actually. I only, I'm born.
Did you visit?
My wife.
That's cool. We've had all kinds of people in frame before. This is
crossing over.
Yeah. I'm very happy it's a human being. And knowing
there
the
will
fact
be an animal also around sometime. There will be my cat also. will cross
बिल्ली को
over.
जब रियलाइज होगा कि काम हो रहा है तब तो वो आएगी.
आएगा, मेरा बिल्ली
Oh,
आएगा.
वो so did you go back to Kerala for vacation and stuff growing up?
Yeah. Every summer we used to be in my parents' house in Kerala, so we used to be there.
My
In fact, we
friend-
have a small resort. My family owns a small resort in Kannur. So the last last decade or so, we've been always going there to just spend some time there.
We have a farm out in Gujarat as well, which is where I've spent a better part of my childhood summers. Well, not so much summers, but just through the year. Somehow, every time I've gone to Kerala, it has been in May or June, which is the worst time to go weather-wise.
No, it's monsoon, right? It's the perfect time to go.
Very hot.
Oh, hot. Oh, you should go during the monsoon. Monsoon is the time to go to Kerala.
June is monsoon only, no? Kerala
Yeah,
also
June is
starts
monsoon,
second
yeah.
half of.
First half of June,
Yeah, I remember doing this show in Kerala. It was in Kochi. It was a private show for some organization, and I remember just being my whole kapda being another shade of color, like by the end of it. That's why I don't think I would have made it in a career in the army. Like flat feet, chashma plus pasina. बंदूक हाथ से ही छूट जाएगा मेरे.
Slip हो जाएगा.
हाँ, फिर वो पच लगेगा सब ऐसा वो. You know, I used to, when I used to roll cigarettes and all, no, it was horrible because my hands were so wet. Then you would have sweat flavored joints. Like that's not. Did you?
Like,
What did you
while
study?
smoking, you kind of get that tinge of sweat also, no?
Yeah, वो नमकीन में क्या लेंगे? आकाश बना रहा ना सिगरेट. It's like जो electrolytes फूकने से जा रहा है वो वापस ला रहा है. Did you grow up? Where did you study? If you grew up in Bombay, where did you grow up?
So I grew up, I was born and brought up in Ghatkopar. Then I shifted, I think in my 5th standard, we shifted to Goregaon. So, and since then I've been in Goregaon only.
You must have grown up around a lot of gujjus.
Yeah, both in Ghatkopar and in
Goregaon.
a lot of good juice. And then I studied 11th, 12th in National College, and then I did my 2 years of engineering in DY Patil, where I realized this is not something I want to do. Yeah.
It's a double layer realization whenever I meet someone from DY Patil. One is the subject they're studying, and second is the fact that they're going there to study it.
No, I actually I was living there, so I weekends I used to come back home, but I used to live in Belapur. But still, that didn't help much. So
Yeah, it can't help, dude. I've been to Belapur. Belapur has such a cocky attitude about itself that it calls itself. Yeah, it calls itself Central Business District.
yeah, CBD.
CBD, right? Central to who? Central
Who?
to what? Which business is sitting there going, अगर बेलापुर में presence नहीं है तो
बेलापुर में नहीं तो कुछ नहीं.
तो मैकडॉनल्ड्स भी नहीं है यार अभी तक उधर.
आ गया McDonald's आ गया.
अच्छा, I'm glad. There used to be a bar in CBD Belapur called Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
उधर एक सिंधी अंकल मेरे पे बॉटल फेंके थे एक बार.
बॉटल फेंका.
पहुंचा नहीं मेरे तक, किटी पार्टी के टेबल पे जाके गिरा, पर फेंका तो सही अंकल.
इतना अच्छा लगा तेरा जोक.
अरे he was frustrated because I said, अरे अंकल आप तो सिंधी लग रहे हो, आपका शर्ट तो देखो क्या मस्त शर्ट है. And he had one of those very Sindhi shirt. You know what I mean, man. You know, you don't think I'm racist sitting at home, okay? Some shirts are just Sindhi. You know it, like, and you've seen it. Your uncle wears it. Go check. But I said that, and he just threw, dude. He just got up and he was livid, and he was very drunk, so he didn't understand physics as well as he would have otherwise.
Oh shit.
कैसा trajectory है, gravity है. Do you? I guess sometimes when I know I'll keep going off topic, you ramble and I get distracted. So this is a perfect podcast pairing. But sometimes I don't know if you ever did this as a kid, but as a kid I used to love going up, like looking at things ulta.
Ulta, like lying down.
Yeah, like lie down ulta and look at stuff, or just look at stuff, like lie on the floor and look at the ceiling and imagine if the ceiling was the floor.
Yeah, no, I didn't do that.
Did you do any of those visual things that kids do? Like imagine a guy running next to the car every time you were in a long car ride.
No, I didn't do that.
Did you ever have any?
I used to imagine a lot of stuff. Like I had like an imaginary friend and all that. So all that was there. But yeah, no,
What was your friend's name?
I can't recall. They used to change. I used to keep changing. It's not one person always.
Right.
I was not attached to him or her.
Oh, I find it. It's so normal to have an imaginary friend as a child.
Yeah.
And as an adult, it's a mental illness. Like it's such a thin line. I think the difference being that I think as an adult it's imaginary. The distinction is being aware of the fact, and
That
there
is
is a
valid.
question. Yeah, right. And there's a question coming. Don't worry. But
There's a
When
film.
you-
There's a Tamil film. I don't know if you've seen.
Mhm.
I love that film. It's a film called Sudukaum. Have you seen Sudukaum?
no, I have not seen a lot of Tamil or Malayali movies or.
You should watch Sudukaum. Sudukaum is this dark comedy. It's about this bunch of misfit kidnappers. They're just terrible at their job. They're really bad, and it's a film about them, like how they're trying to kidnap someone and it just never works out for them. And in that, the leader of the pack has an imaginary girlfriend throughout the film. Throughout the film, he has his imaginary girlfriend who keeps talking, who's part of the whole gang. Nobody else can see her except for the leader of the pack. It's very cool.
And the audience, I'm assuming. Is there a.
Of course, the audience sees her. An audience sees him talking to her constantly, and she's part of the whole thing all the time. But
Yeah.
the others can't see him. I thought it was a very cool idea and very nicely done.
But were you always into films growing up?
Oh yeah, heavily.
घर
heavily.
पे भी?
The thing is, my mom and dad were huge movie buffs, so they used to watch a lot of movies. So because of them, we used to watch a lot of movies.
Right. And there was never. In my house, for example, there was not a lot of interest in films. There was a lot of interest in music from films.
Nice.
So we would have the cassettes to all of the Filmfare nominees. We still do, like of maybe a good 50 years of them,
Nice.
So I've always had this issue of not really knowing what movie any of the songs are from, or the video of the song. I know the words, I know all the instrumental parts in the middle. But if you say कि oh
Remember the
तुम
movie.
गा रहे हो आज, हाँ कि ये तो कर्ज का गाना है, I'm like होगा, हो सकता है, कुछ भी हो सकता है.
कुछ भी हो सकता है, लेकिन पता नहीं.
I was sitting and talking to a friend of mine and singing some old song, and she was like, "Oh, I didn't know you listen to new music." And I was like, "This is not new music." She's like, "No, this is in a new movie." I said, "No, it's an old song that
Which
they
is-
remade for the new movie because they couldn't get anyone to make good music anymore." Anyway,
Anymore.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like principles है ना 1960s में खत्म हो गए. I think 60s के बाद किसी के actually principles नहीं है. हम सब जमूरा नाच लोग हैं, ठीक है? मेरे दिमाग में कि and I find that very, because I feel like that as a comic, right? And my requirements are minimal as a comedian. There's barely any production involved on any level. The amount of costs involved in creating and plying my art are very less. But for somebody like you, like I remember I was I don't know if this part is also right or wrong on your Wikipedia, but I think so one of the movies you made had a budget of 1 crore rupees, and that's like one of the smaller budgets of movies that I've seen. गुजराती पिक्चर तो 60 लाख में भी बन जाता है, तुमको
बन
पता
जाता
है?
है, हाँ.
सिंधी पिक्चर, पंजाबी पिक्चर सब 1 करोड़ के नीचे के बजट में बन जाता है. But in itself, just the idea to need 1 crore rupees to make the art I want to make is just such a, like, as a kid I also loved movies. I also wanted to make movies, but I never thought it as even remotely possible. I couldn't wrap my head around the idea that I would ever be able to convince so many people of my creative vision. Isn't that daunting getting into this only?
It was for sure, and it still is. Whenever I'm still trying to peddle my next project and trying to convince people. I mean that. In fact, I keep telling people that I spend more time hustling and trying to convince people to back my film than actually sitting and the time I would like to spend is more on the writing part of it or the creative part of it. But I actually spend more time trying to meet people, trying to get people to buy into the subject and convince people to back the subject. So it's with every film, it's that has not changed. It's still the same process, same circle. And
you-
I think that conviction comes from. It started off with my own investment when I started doing short films with my own money that I was putting in. And that own money was because I had a day job, so I could save money and.
Ooh, what was your day job after 2 years of engineering?
No, 2 years of engineering ke baad I dropped out and then I went to Bangalore and I did my bachelor's in business, and then I went to UK and did my master's in business. So I'm a postgraduate in business, so I was grooming myself to join the family business, which was of textiles.
Right.
And so then I worked with my father in his textile business, and that was my day job. So that's what I was doing for the longest time till I told him I'm just taking a 1 year break and going to work on a feature as an AD. And I said after 1 year I'll be back.
What feature
And
was that?
That was Mani Ratnam's Guru.
Ah.
That was my first feature that I worked on. But before that I had made some short films on the side. So
This is before there was the Gateway to Bollywood wala thing also that you won.
that was later.
Reflections.
That was later.
That was later. Okay.
That was later. Though I had made Reflection. Reflection, the short film was made. I made another short film. So there are a couple of short films I made, and then I got this job. And I said I'll just try my hand and then I'll come back. But once I got in, I never came back. And that
Guru
was,
you worked on, dude.
Yeah, Guru.
Oh man, you know my mom was very close to Dhirubhai through his life because
Oh, really?
Gujju business situation, you know.
Right.
And I had the experience of watching that movie with my parents
Okay.
and them literally pointing out throughout the film, going, "अरे मैं इधर थी, अरे ये वाले मीटिंग में हम लोग गए थे." And I remember at one point my dad and mom looking at each other. You know when there's that whole song, of course you know, when जब उसका twins होता है और वो गाना गा रहे हैं वो लोग एक लो मुफ्त. And my mom is looking at my dad and going, he was never this happy about his children.
I'm sure.
Was it weird working on what was essential? Because India has this weird space, right, where biopics are allowed to exist as long as you put a disclaimer at the front saying none of this ever happened and this is all fictional.
Right.
Were you I'm assuming you were involved from an pre-production stage, obviously.
Yeah. So I was involved from this when the script was just being formed. It was, I think the second half was just still being locked. That's when I joined. And what was weird was Dhirubhai also comes from a textile background, right? So I was coming from a textile background. So my dad also knew Dhirubhai, and knew of him, and had worked with Reliance on different capacities and different times. So there were a lot of insights I actually grabbed from him also while working on Guru. Coming from a textile background, suddenly to do a film which is about a textile background, so it was that way a bit surreal. And but the biggest takeaway from me from that, because I never worked, this was my first time I'm ever working on a feature. So I was so starstruck by all the people who came on board the film. And I'm not talking about the actors, I'm talking about all the technicians and all these people you've only read about, in film journals and film magazines, and you only seen their work and you never had the chance to kind of see them up close, see how they work. So that for me was a great takeaway and great learning. So I got to work with Rajiv Menon, Sameer Chanda, A.R. Rahman. So I goofed up in the first meeting with A.R. Rahman only, after which Rahman sir sent a message to the office, make sure this boy doesn't come back to the studio.
Wow. What did you do?
I was part of a A.R. Rahman fans club group on Yahoo at that time. Yahoo A.R. Rahman fans. So the first time I went there only, I put up something on the group, and I didn't know that he had a guy on the group who's moderating and checking. So that guy said,
Ooh.
So I got a dressing down from Mani sir also. I said that whatever we work here never goes out. So be very, very careful about it.
Yeah.
I said, okay. So that was a big learning.
Oh. That's ouch. वो मेरे को भी चुभा पता है इधर तक.
So it took me years. Throughout the whole of Guru, I never went to Rahman sir's studio after that. But then years later, I again went and worked with him and during Ravan. And then, of course, I directed a music video for Rahman sir. So that was the time I became quite close to him. It was quite nice.
Must be a trip. I can't imagine. This is too funny to me, dude. तुम पहला दिन जाके गांड मस्ती कर दिया.
पहले दिन लगा.
और फिर 4-5 साल लगा. और
फिर पहला दिन किया, उस दिन शाम को ही मेरे को खबर भी मिल गया कि बॉस तो मत जा अभी.
And then at some point, I'm sure. Did you tell him that I was the guy you banned from the studio when you directed the music video?
No, I didn't want to remind him that in case he remembers. वापस बैन कर दे तो.
नहीं तो वो एंड में बोलेगा ना, म्यूजिक पूरा हो जाए उसके बाद बोलेगा बाय द वे still a big fan of you on Yahoo groups, you know. And just walk away. Get somebody to play some Snoop Dogg in the back and just leave.
Snoop Dogg.
Is it the first time I ever worked on a set was when they were shooting a Marathi TV serial near my house.
Okay.
It was in an old bungalow, and they had taken the bungalow up for 3-4 months, and I would pass by the bungalow every day and I would look at it and I would be like, oh, this is so, like, you know what I mean, like you're a kid, you have no idea what the fuck is going on, and then I started just hanging out around there, and eventually I started doing things on set and nobody seemed to mind.
What were you doing?
Like somebody would just be, and I couldn't speak a lot of Marathi, so my Marathi was pretty weak then, so I would understand the base of what has to, someone would say coffee and I would be like, coffee, I can do that, and I would just go and I would get the coffee and I would just stand around, and nobody stopped me from doing this for a good 2-3 weeks.
So you were like soaking in the full set atmosphere.
I just couldn't, like, I still can't come to terms with the fact कि तुमको स्क्रीन पे 2 जन दिख रहा है. You know what I mean? Like it's
इतने सारे लोग,
कितना लोग, and it's even weird. I remember I was doing an episode with Karthik Kumar also about this only. The few times that I've been an actor on a set, that the attention and the focus that is on you to make sure that you look perfect for the 30 seconds that it's just the crushing pressure. मैं खाना खा रहा है, वो बोल रहा है मैं खिला के देता हूँ, मैं बिप पहन लो, जरा भी कपड़ा गंदा ना हो जाए, एंड यू आर जस्ट सो स्कैर्ड. वो कॉस्ट्यूम वाली लेडी पीछे ही खड़ी है, थोड़ा ऐसा वो नाल का ड्रॉप आया, वो हाथ हटा रही है मेरा रास्ते में से.
Like a Mission Impossible type हाथ.
Once you are done with Guru, I think was that the moment, like was it कि अब तो वापस नहीं जाएगा, बिल्कुल नहीं जाएगा.
नहीं, उसके बाद भी गया मैं थोड़े दिन के लिए, but then I started working on my second short film, which was like a one very mega big film that I was trying to make, almost like a feature I was trying to make, and I used all my Guru resources, all the people I met and all the things I'd learned. I kind of just used all of that and made that one second short film. So, and from there, it was called Rahu, Rahu. It never released. I never released it. It never came out.
How come?
Because I sent it to a festival. It was being accepted by Berlinale, but they said that I'll have to cut down the length by half. It was a 40-minute film, so they said you have to bring it to 20 or 21 minutes max or something. I said I'm not going to cut it down, and then I lost the chance. And then because I'd made it specifically to hit at least like this, because my first short film I'd sent it to a lot of festivals. It went to a lot of festivals, but it still didn't go to the big ones. So I wanted to make one which will go to at least the 4 big ones, at least one of the big ones. And once it got rejected from there, and I realized that 40 minutes is a very weird length. It will not get accepted in other places. That's when I decided I'm not gonna release it. And till date, it's not released.
But that's.
But it became my showreel. It became so. मेरा वो 2-3 शॉर्ट फिल्म जो था वो सबको ऐसा रबर बैंड बांध के आई यूज्ड टू कीप द डीवीडीज इन माय कार, सबको बांटने के लिए. जो शैतान बनाने के टाइम में ऑल द प्रोड्यूसर्स आई यूज्ड टू मीट, आई यूज्ड टू टेक दिस डीवीडी 4 डीवीडी देता था, बोलता देखो और ये लो शैतान का स्क्रिप्ट, ये लो बजट, अब देखो तुमको पिक्चर बनाने की.
नहीं पर नहीं हो रहा है, मेरा कंप्यूट नहीं हो रहा है. 1 सेकंड, तुम्हारे पास 40 मिनट का पिक्चर पड़ा है और तुम बोल रहे हैं मेरे को डालने का नहीं है, तो नहीं अभी भी क्यों नहीं?
अभी मैं बहुत कुछ बना नहीं ना उसके बाद, तो अभी मैं वो देखता तो मेरे को लगता है बहुत क्रिंज होता है, तो लाइक अभी नहीं देखने का, छोड़ रहने दे. I
recently released my first hour that I ever did in stand-up.
Oh shit, really?
On my website. For people who subscribe to my website.
The first ever.
First time I have ever done an hour on stage as 1 hour.
I tried to subscribe to your website and it was I got stuck in the payment section.
Because you have a RuPay card.
No, I don't have a RuPay card. somewhere it got stuck. So then I couldn't.
That's odd. You can try again. I'm sure it will work this time. So can you. In fact, this podcast runs because of people who subscribe to the website. We have patrons
nice.
for the Akash and Friends podcast, and they pay for the editor, and they pay so that we can keep making these. Otherwise,
How cool.
AMF has been the
Can I ask
3
you,
months
are you one of the first ones to do this?
to do a podcast,
No, not to a podcast.
to a Patreon model for the.
Yeah.
I think I'm the first comic right now in the country. Yeah.
Because I didn't see anyone else trying to adapt a
हाँ
model like that.
वो अभी तक तो नहीं है. My logic is I want to only have, like I was telling on the call also earlier, कि मेरे को सिर्फ 10-15 हज़ार फैन ही चाहिए, मेरे को ज़्यादा ज़रूरत नहीं है. तो वो लोग सब वेबसाइट पे आए. Eventually I'll get a Netflix special, फिर मैं उंगल दिखा के सब Netflix अरे Instagram सब छोड़ देगा मैं. फिर सिर्फ अपने वेबसाइट पे ऑपरेट करेगा मैं. उधर आके देख के जाओ, अपना दुकान चालू है उधर.
Nice.
Because I don't need an audience. I realized after I got one.
तो कभी कर रहा है फिर Netflix special?
क्या पता है, नेटफ्लिक्स को खास भाव नहीं है ना अभी देने को. देंगे तब देंगे, कोई जल्दी नहीं है. मेरा तो देख 6-7 स्पेशल पड़ा है. तो वो लोग आएंगे तो मैं मेनू कार्ड देंगे तेरे तरह ऐसा रबर बैंड बांध के, ये लो.
कौन सा चाहिए बोलो.
हाँ, 4 चाहिए तो मैं डिस्काउंट में देने को तैयार है. मैं मंडी मार्केट and the 4 are all interconnected na, so it's like it can be a 4 or 5 episode एक kind of
Like you're building a universe.
अरे बिल्कुल, everything every stand up I've put out till now is part of the same universe.
Oh, nice.
So you'll see callbacks going back and forth, you'll see characters coming back, incidences referred to. Like all of these 5 specials were written within a 6-month period after I got dumped. In the end, seriously, end of 2018 I got dumped, and then in 6 months I wrote all 5 because you either become Devdas or Mr. Universe ना. तो मैं
एक रास्ता बीच में.
मैं मिस्टर यूनिवर्स गया. मैं बोला मैं कॉमेडी मिस्टर यूनिवर्स, तो मैं 5 स्पेशल लिख दिया. So they all kind of have a timeline that starts around that October 2018 and then explores life through 4 different colored filters through that.
Very Linklater of you, like Richard Linklater of you, trying to.
I feel like there's no choice but to do that. When you have so much time, I can't really explain it to people. Like, I mean, that's what I'm amazed at how collaborative your process is, because for me the process is nobody knows what it's going to be. I go on stage and that's when my manager is like, oh, I guess that's the special then, you know. And
one thing I used to really like about, or rather, I think it really appealed to me in the way you used to do stand-up was when you were cracking a joke or you were saying something, you used to laugh first. You used to start laughing at it first.
Yeah.
So even before the punchline comes, you are laughing already. So as an audience, I know something is good is going to come up, and I am already laughing with you. So that I started noticing in a lot of times that you were doing that. तू जो बोलने से पहले तू खुद हंसने लगता था and then you used to crack the joke and that used to like amplify it even now.
तो बहुत खुश हो जाता है. I think that is the only way I can explain it. Like I am depressed in life, but on stage I am like this is.
And not that you were doing it for effect. I felt it was very genuine the way.
Yeah, dude. If I didn't find it funny, why would I tell you? Like, it's so stupid to tell a joke that you don't think is absolutely hilarious to the point where you can't even say it with a straight face.
Correct.
Right? That is the whole point of, at least for me it is, I don't know how it is for other people. Coming back to you, you have done Guru, you have done a few short films and you want to do Shaitan. What does one have to do to make a movie in this country? And don't say suck someone off, because I already know that route and nobody likes the fact कि मेरा दाढ़ी जांघों पे लगता है. ठीक है, तो मेरे लिए वो अवेलेबल नहीं है. तो
मेरे लिए भी नहीं है.
तेरा तो चश्मा भी स्पाइकी है. Sorry.
had to squeeze that in.
I can't help it. You know, on Monday I was trying to explain orgasm joke through Icarus. वो Icarus की पंख जैसे राह देख रही है पिघलने वैसे.
I hope you're not explaining to like bunch of kids or something.
No, they were all consenting adults only.
Okay, then it's fine.
ऐसा Zoom orgy, sorry show. Zoom orgy is such a waste of time. सब लोग बस एक दूसरे को देख के हिला रहे.
The whole concept only sounds wrong. Zoomology only sounds wrong.
So, wait, we are losing point. This is about you, Vijay. God damn it.
So very 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 difficult to make a film. ऐसा पूछेगा तो बहुत difficult. I guess if you're really obstinate and you stubborn about putting your ideas out there, like see, when you decided to do stand up and said, okay, I'm gonna try this out. You tried it out with maybe a couple of friends first, and then you did one like a sample gig, and I'm just snowballing it. That's how you must have started, right? So for me it's been the same process. It was very organic. Like I didn't know. I knew that I had stories to tell, but I didn't know whether films will be an extension enough for me to be able to execute and do it. So the first short film, though, I think एकदम भगवान भरोसे हो गया, because I was lucky enough that I had really good people working with me, like experienced people who were able to tell me ऐसा कर, ये कर, वैसा कर. So they were guiding me and they were telling me what to do. And it's because of them it got made. But then at least it gave me an insight. And what happened because of that was that मुझे लगा चल ऐसी बनती है पिक्चर कि लोग बोलेंगे और हमको करना पड़ेगा. But then Guru was an example of finally understanding, okay, पिक्चरें ऐसी बनती हैं. You have to so that became a stepping stone for me. The first short film, being all those people who were kind enough to guide me properly, paved the way for me to make more short films. And I knew as I was making the short film that feature thoda dur hai. I'll need to get that experience in to understand how to manage this properly, and then only stretch myself to a longer format. And
short film में तो कोई economic motive हो ही नहीं सकता है.
हो ही नहीं सकता. And my first short film, so before I made the first short film, I had enrolled myself for a film course in New York, Film Academy, because my father was sending me to New York for his work, for me to meet his clients and everything, and there was a friend's office being opened, so I was supposed to go work in that office for 2-3 months. So I thought if I'm going to be there for 2-3 months, let me try and enroll myself for a evening filmmaking course. So I enrolled myself for an evening filmmaking course, and I land up there, and I get into argument with the immigration officer in America, and he deports me. He cancels my visa and he deports me.
Immediately.
Immediately. So,
dude, what is it with you? Just make what? Why are you doing this? How you shit the bed on first day? What you did?
No, it was my third or fourth visit to America. My sister's in America, so it was my fourth visit. So I was just answering, like, when you arrive there, they'll ask you questions, and I was answering. But this guy who was questioning me was like a 19-20-year-old kid. So I was answering, but then he started asking weird questions, and I was still answering. I was saying, I'm here to work, I'm here to meet. He said, you're here to work, you're on a wrong visa. I said, no, I've come here before, I met my clients before, and this is the same thing. He said, no, you're on a wrong visa. And as he was talking to me, I saw my passport had already cancelled. ठप्पा उसने लगा दिया था, उसके बाद पूछ रहा था. That's when I got wild, and then I got into this whole argument. So I got deported.
Wow.
तो मेरा पूरा फिल्म मेकिंग कोर्स तो चला ही गया. 3 years I couldn't travel to the US because of that.
Thankfully पिक्चर का सॉन्ग सीक्वेंस स्विट्जरलैंड में ही शूट होता है. तो
मेरा अभी तक वहाँ पे भी नहीं शूट हुआ है.
सही है ना, तेरा पिक्चर में गाने का सीक्वेंस का जरूरत नहीं है. मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगता है. जब शैतान में देखा मैं कितना खुश हो गया. I don't know if to be honest, what really stood out for Shaitan for me was the lighting. I don't know if anyone else has told you this, but it's one of the most, like, वो time पे it was one of the best lit and best color corrected movies I had seen come out of Bollywood in a very long time.
That's all my cameraman, Madhi was a phenomenal cameraman. And he was, I liked his work because of the way he lit stuff down south and the kind of films he did. I really liked his lighting, really liked the way he was capturing stuff. So that's why I wanted to work with him. And,
ये US था तो बहुत गलत हो गया, फिर वापस आ गए.
फिर मैंने बोला जाने दो, I'll sit and मैं खुद ही बना के सीख लूँगा करके. So I wrote 10 short film ideas, 10 short films लिखा, and I allocated a budget. Not that I knew anything about budgeting anything. I still allocated कि मैं ये 10 short film के लिए इतना budget मैं रखता हूँ. And then out of the 10 I chose the simplest one. मैंने बोला ये सबसे simple वाला पहले लेता हूँ, बना के देखता हूँ, then I'll समझ में आ जाएगा, बाकी 9 बनाएंगे. So by the time I finished making the first one, which is the simplest one, the money I had allocated for the 10, I ended up spending the entire 10 ka budget on that one. So that was my learning on the budget part of it कि कैसे बनता है. So that was वो first short film, that was Reflections, and then Guru happened. So by after Guru तो I thought चलो अभी तो मुझे अपना magnum opus type short film बनाना है. I want to make a short film कि किसी ने ऐसा type का short film नहीं बनाया होगा वैसा हम बनाएंगे. तो वो ऐसा inspiration रख के I made the most expensive short film of that time. किसी ने इतना पैसा वो टाइम में खर्चा नहीं किया था शॉर्ट फिल्म पे. Because there's, like you said, even now today there's no really a revenue model for a short film. Agar somebody picks it up, great. If a platform picks it up, great. But at that time, no platform, no YouTube, nothing. So we were just making it gung-ho. And weirdly, my first short film was part of a DVD collection in some European DVD collection. So I actually made some money on it. So I was quite inspired कि चलो इससे भी मैं पैसे बना लूँगा कैसे तो. लेकिन वो पैसे कभी वापस आए नहीं. वो जो उसमें डूबे तो डूब ही गए. It became like an investment into my showreel kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like that's how I treat comedy festivals. They're just you're paying for higher education. Comedy festivals never pay you enough to do the festival.
Really? I thought comedy festivals pay you well.
Ugh, you don't go to comedy festivals for money. You go to comedy festivals to chill with your friends. Like
Okay.
we are going for what's happening after the shows, because show में क्या ही revenue मिलेगा यार compared. I mean, no festival can happen on monetary this thing.
Right.
जो लोग चलाते हैं वो लोग मिसगाइडेड है, या तो फिर वो लोग तुम्हें चूतिया बना रहे क्योंकि उनको कोई पैसा दे रहा है ना, क्योंकि टिकट थे तो नहीं आ रहे. And that's one thing that I find is interesting about the movie business, because you have to be painfully aware of the money at any given time. If you're a I mean, I think to some extent, even if you're a writer, right? Like when you're writing a screenplay for something, in your mind, are you thinking about the fact कि यार ये short कुछ बनने नहीं वाला है ये देश में types? ऐसा कुछ कभी लगता है?
Actually, while writing, I try and avoid thinking of the economics of it. I try and keep myself free enough to just write what I feel like. So वो बाद में देखेंगे कि कैसे करना है कि नहीं करना है, वो सब तो बाद में. But while writing, in fact, I keep telling my writers also that don't think of actors, don't think of situations, like don't think of money and all that while writing, because it will limit you and it will start stopping you from slightly opening up.
और वो जब कमर्शियल बॉलीवुड पिक्चर लिखा जाता है तो वही सोच के लिख रहे हैं ना, ये 3 कैरेक्टर रहेंगे, ये 3 बड़े लोग रहेंगे, इनको अपना टाइप का रोल दे देंगे और फिर
मुझे ऐसा सब सुनने में, इनफैक्ट इट्स नॉट जस्ट हियर बॉलीवुड में, हॉलीवुड में दे राइट स्टफ लाइक दैट कि ऑन द 20th पेज ये होना चाहिए, ऑन द 40th पेज ऐसा, सेकंड एक्ट में ऐसा होना. आई हेट दोस फॉर्मूलाज एंड प्रीसेट्स. आई कॉल द प्रीसेट्स बिकॉज you can't create this is my take, you can't create art by fitting everything into a box and saying that let's tick all these boxes, then you have the perfect formula. It's not art now, then it's not something original you're trying to do.
पर वो कितना आपको नहीं लगता यही तो कॉन्सेप्ट बहुत वियर्ड है ना फॉर अ मूवी व्हेन इट्स आर्ट, राइट? लाइक आर्ट इन इटसेल्फ इज लाइक टू गिव अ बेसिक डेफिनेशन, आर्ट इज अ फॉर्म ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन दैट मेक्स समबडी दैट एब्जॉर्ब्स दैट एक्सप्रेशन फील समथिंग, राइट? ऑन द मोस्ट बेसिक लेवल. When it's a movie, it's no longer one person's expression. It's the collective expression of this entire whole, where whatever your voice was gets, mixed and matched with all of these other voices to form one final piece of art. And because of the amount of money involved in making this entire thing, the revenue, क्या बोलते उसको, निकाल पैसा वापस आना चाहिए का pressure is so high that then it's bound to turn into a product.
Which I think you take cognizance of the fact that it is a product for sure. It has to make someone who's investing that money into it. The basic that person is looking कि जितना मैंने लगाया उतना तो वापस आना चाहिए. So I think that has to be borne in mind when you're making it, that you can't. Every director has to be a producer also. I feel even if they're not physically, they don't have their skin in the game, but still I think every director needs to be mindful of the fact that there's someone who's backing that vision. And you're responsible for that vision. That's all. You're responsible कि जितना उसको लगा वो इन्वेस्टमेंट किया उतना तो मिलना चाहिए. प्रॉफिट लॉस तो चलो हमारे हाथ में नहीं है, प्रॉफिट हमारे हाथ में नहीं. बट यू कांट गो एंड इंडल्ज योरसेल्फ इन सच अ वे कि जो लगाया पैसा वो भी कभी मिलने का चांस नहीं है. सो दैट आई थिंक समवन, आई मीन एवरी डायरेक्टर और एवरी मेकर हैज टू बी माइंडफुल ऑफ, बिकॉज आई थिंक दैट पर्सन सर्वाइवल इज आल्सो बेस्ड ऑन दैट.
Yeah, I think, and I've realized
But
this
yet,
with a lot
yet,
of.
yet try and not dilute the vision so much कि फिर तो सिर्फ पैसे के लिए बन रहा है, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए.
मतलब वो तो I think it's about that end result that you're looking to get out of it, no? कि मतलब corporate show versus public show वाला बात है. I mean, तुम corporate show गए हो पैसा कमाने के लिए तो फिर क्या ही. Is it when you're writing a screenplay, have you written any screenplays that you haven't directed? You have, no?
Not yet, no.
Not yet, no?
Everything that I've done, I've written. I've been part of it. Even if it's not like Wazir was not my story, but I wrote the screenplay along with, Chopra and Abhijat and two other writers, Natasha and Shubhra.
Do you feel like that changes the way you direct as opposed to other directors? A lot of directors do write their own screenplays, but
the thing is, earlier, when I say earlier, even before Wazir, I was very sure that I will never direct someone else's material because I will not be able to do justice to it. Let me just stick to what I want to do. But over the years now, I have changed because there is so much exciting material around right now. So you never know what might catch your eye and some content that you want to be part of. So which maybe you will never be able to write or create stuff like that. So now I'm really open to stuff like that, and I keep reading a lot of stuff. Especially with web series and with content on the web, I'm definitely looking for stuff and reading a lot of stuff and not just banking कि मैं जो लिखूंगा मैं वही करूंगा, ऐसा नहीं कर रहा हूँ. वो एक thought थोड़ा change हो गया, over the years it's changed.
चलो great, तो मैं मेरा pilot भी भेज देता हूँ आपको. और is it a
अरे तेरे को did Karunesh call you?
For?
Karnesh, right? Karnesh.
Yeah, I know Karnesh.
You did that one podcast with him, right? And I reached out to him, and after that, was it a podcast or was that like a chat that you guys?
Yeah, it was a podcast. That was Akash and Friends only.
All right. So I really liked that one, right? I really liked that episode, and I really liked how uninhibited both of you were, and how openly you both spoke about. It was like and I'm not part of that world, right? I'm not a comic, but it was such a good insight into your world, into comics you spoke. So I enjoyed that episode a lot, and I reached out to him, and I told him how much I liked the episode, how much I liked the openness with which you both spoke and everything. And we chatted, and he told me he knew me from earlier. He was a friend of a friend. He used to come hang around Shaitan ka set and all, which I had no idea. so I guess which is why he looked familiar also for some strange reason. So so we chatted, and then I told him on a lark. I just told him that would you and Akash be interested in jamming on a script with me? And he said, "Hey, sounds exciting. I'll definitely get back to you on that."
He never got in touch with me. Yeah. Karunesh? Karunesh? Excuse me. I'm still happy, man, to do that.
Yeah, please. There's something I would love to jam on, which I was working on at that point, and there's an idea which I would love to jam.
I think the Karunesh episode, much like most of my interactions with Karunesh, is a lot of me absorbing what he has to say. I am very infinitely interested in Karunesh's opinions on things because I've had the opportunity to know him for so long. It's also a study in the evolution of people's, this thing. And that's one thing I feel very lucky for because I've been in for a while and never really broke out and became big. So I was part of the circles, but never quite a part of the circles because I didn't make the cut, I guess, in some sense. So I've had an opportunity.
It's just a matter of time. What make the cut? It's just.
फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. मजा क्या है कि मैं सबको देख के मैं सबका करियर देखा है. Like, there's a certain joy in watching someone go past you in the career ladder because that teaches you infinitely more than crossing the ladder yourself, I feel.
Because you're watching that person go, like starting there and crossing you.
और मेरे को तो सिर्फ jokes से interest है ना ऐसे भी. But it's just so much more fun to also know कि this is the marketing and this is the this thing. I feel like there's a lot of interdisciplinary learning and also a lot of learning from contemporaries that comedians tend to not focus on. But I think filmmakers do focus on a lot more. A lot of filmmakers watch a lot of films. To give you the best example, a lot of comedians don't watch comedians beyond a point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the fear of I mean, for some of us, it's the fear of absorbing something that you don't necessarily will remember is not yours. A lot of us,
I know filmmakers also who, while writing, don't like to watch other stuff.
है ना, वो डर तो रहता ही है.
मैं नहीं करता, मेरे को ऐसा प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, but I know filmmakers. In fact, even my wife, for instance, when she is writing, she doesn't like to watch something similar or something. So she's.
पर अब अगर पिक्चर में तो अगर किसी अभी क्विंटन टैरेंटिनो को देखो यार, क्विंटन टैरेंटिनो का चोरी थोड़ी है, वो तो होमाज है ना, उसका हर एक शॉट. सो आई फील लाइक देयर इज दैट लिबरल अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ इट एज वेल, व्हिच इज नॉट इन कॉमेडी में थोड़ा भी सेम रहा ना. आकाश, यू आर स्टीलिंग फ्रॉम रसल पीटर्स. How dare you steal from Russell Peters? Okay, I want to talk about a few more things, but I think it is a good time to take a break for the first half. So we're going to take a very quick break. If you are watching this at home or listening to this at home, please enjoy the ads we have made. We make ads for these. It's our production team only that makes ads. There is no actual sponsor called Jingoism supporting this podcast. In case you thought that ad from the last episode was real, no, Jingoism does not pay us. If anything, it drives us out of the country. See you after this quick break.
This episode of the AMF podcast is brought to you by गालियाँ. जब फैक्ट्स और पेशेंस दोनों आपका साथ छोड़ दें, तब इस्तेमाल करें बेझिझक गालियाँ.
ये डीले सुन के मेरे को बहुत डर लगता है. जब तक मैं बजाता हूँ फिर तुम्हारा सुनाई देता ना, मेरे लगता है हाय इसमें तो पूरा अरसा बीत गया एकदम, मतलब ऐसा सरकार बदल गई उतने में. ओके,
सरकार बदल के
नहीं, वो तो मैं मजाक कर रहा हूँ. कोई सरकार नहीं बदलने वाली सर. 15 साल गांड मारेंगे अभी अपन. अभी वाले के बाद अमित भाई आएंगे, अमित भाई के बाद योगी आएगा, और फिर लोग बोलेगा माँ छूट गया, किधर है केजरीवाल. फिर वो लाएगा अपना ऐसा स्कूटर मोबाइल लेके, ऐसा कट करते आएगा और देश को बचाएगा. वो
बचाएगा, देश को बचाएगा तो ठीक है.
कौन बचा सकता है इस देश को, कौन इस दुनिया को बचा. I was talking to my welcome back to the second half. I was talking to my my bhabhi, and we were discussing what languages they want to teach my nephew. My nephew is currently 8 months old and he's a Canadian citizen, first Canadian citizen in the family. Family is very excited. बोलते हैं उसको फ्रेंच सिखाएंगे, इंग्लिश सिखाएंगे, हिंदी सिखाएंगे, गुजराती सिखाएंगे और चाइनीज सिखाएंगे. ठीक है, बिकॉज ये सब लैंग्वेजेस बहुत काम आएगा. अगर मुंबई आता रहा तो बच्चा मराठी भी सीख सकता है, चाहता है तो. पर फ्रेंच, इंग्लिश, चाइनीज मस्ट फॉर कैनेडा, एंड गुजराती एंड हिंदी मस्ट फॉर फैमिली सिंस. तो and it just struck me as such a fucking useless exercise, because we are increasingly in a world where nobody cares about what the other person is saying. तो नया भाषा सीख के फायदा ही क्या है?
कोई फायदा नहीं.
तुम सुनने तो वाले हो नहीं
वही कोई भी भाषा बोल लो,
है ना. And it's interesting to me that the global perspective towards being open to other people's ideas is becoming smaller and smaller, but the amount of collaboration and international just art coming together and becoming amazing is increasing. There has been no greater time for a democratized art making process, and yet there has been no greater time for lack of new opinions that would have come out through art. So I feel like one of the things I'm building up to.
That's such a catch-22, right?
And I think we are in this. What I'm trying to get at is ki art has so much more weight on it. When you see a film like just if you could imagine Shaitan getting made today, I think there would be heat from both the left and the right.
In a way, I'm glad I got away. पहले ही निकल गया.
हाँ, और मेरे को यही मतलब इंटरेस्ट है. And you've had trouble. I think I remember there was that one movie you had made जिसमें भी कुछ हुआ था, वो incest वाला सीन याद है?
सोलो.
हाँ, तो तभी तो निकल गया. अभी तो ट्विटर तो मतलब चढ़ जाएगा वो. और I make that important distinction because what happens is ना, राइट विंगर लोग ना सर पे बैठते, ठीक है, पर लिबरल लोग अगर गुस्सा हो ना, वो लोग छाती पे बैठते.
बैठ जाते हैं छाती पे.
हाँ, वो बैठ जाते हैं छाती पे. एंड दे डोंट लीव. एज अ कमेडियन आई फील कॉन्स्टेंटली इन दिस लाइक व्हाट आई वाज टेलिंग अबाउट दैट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट आल्सो अर्लियर टुडे, कि they are it's just I'm waiting कि what whenever my door opens too loudly, I'm almost on one level I'm afraid कि आए मारने को आज. So like with filmmaking, how is that going to pan out? Because I feel like तुम लोग तो और भी स्ट्रेस में जा रहे थे.
I've seen that now. By the way, I've seen that in certain writer rooms and with some friends also. When they want to write about something which is very pertinent and maybe slightly political, they're already stopping themselves. They're saying कि ये हम लोग लिख तो लेंगे, बनाएंगे कैसे? They're already like second guessing, and which is quite sad, because then you're stopping yourself from pursuing something that can be very very pertinent, very very interesting for audiences, but you're not allowing that to happen on you. वो already एक fear है, ऑलरेडी एक फिल्टर आ गया. फिल्टर लाइक यू सेड, कॉमेडियंस आर ऑलरेडी सेकंड गेसिंग ना. दे थिंकिंग अरे ये बोलेगा तो इन लोग आके मारेगा, ये बोलेगा तो उन लोग आके मारेगा.
तो तुम लोग कैसे navigate करोगे? Because you have to, like I what I was discussing with Ghosh also, कि like I mean on one hand like I come from a place where at most I can touch 10-20,000 people a month, live. उससे ज़्यादा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं है देश में. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं रोज 5,000 सीटर भाई भर रहा है, तो मैं 4-5 हज़ार लोग से ज़्यादा इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं करेगा इन्फ्लुएंस. और वो भी छोटे छोटे सोशल इकोनॉमिक स्टेटस जिससे बिलोंग करते हो, मेरे वाले ही है सब. It's the demographic is very very homogeneous. It's not a particularly heterogeneous demographic, especially on an economic scale. But what you're making, you have no choice.
I think there's no other way. We just have to navigate that and keep putting out that kind of work. Keep putting out work that we really believe in. Yes, there will be backlash. Yes, there will be people wanting to shut you down. But then you can't let that stop you. I think it'll all depend on how much grit you have and how much patience you have to navigate that and still push through. And I think there are enough artists around who are doing that. There are enough filmmakers around who are doing that. So you have to just take a leaf from there and keep doing that.
What do you do between movies?
Between movies? What do you mean between? Like between making one?
अभी वजीर के बाद अभी वो नया वाला लास्ट ईयर आने वाला था ना,
तैश.
टैश.
नहीं, वजीर के बाद मैंने जाके सोलो बनाया.
वो वजीर के बाद सोलो था.
सोलो क्या हैपेंड?
वजीर के पहले सोलो था ना?
नहीं, वजीर के बाद. वजीर के पहले तो डेविड था.
डेविड के बाद
डेविड मेरे को कितना प्रॉब्लम हुआ, बिकॉज आई हैड दैट वन सीक्वेंस and the whole group of Muslim group of people were offended because I used a certain thing in a sequence in a certain scene. I forget what it was called, but there was a whole problem because of that, and they were blocking the release of the film, so I had to cut out the sound so that they don't get offended. I had to appease them. They were threatening. There was a whole lot of threats coming in saying that they will ban the release of the film. So I think just a week before the release, something we had to
across the country or just for that one state.
Whether it was across the country, it blew up on Twitter, and then suddenly some groups from Bombay contacted me and contacted the producers, contacted me, and then I said that, listen, this was never the intention to offend you guys. So you tell me what you want me to do, and I'll take corrective measures, because the print is still not gone out and everything.
But that's a slippery slope, man. Like,
no, but
it starts with
correct. But I think even but they were very sweet enough in the sense that they all came and there was a nice dialogue. Of course, there were 1 or 2 people who were like just waiting to fight, but if there were 1 or 2 who were ready to fight, there was 10 of them who were just ready to just talk it out and say, who were nicely explaining it to me why they found it offensive,
right,
and telling me what we can do to correct it. And I respected their opinion, and I fixed it, and it didn't dilute my vision, or it didn't tamper anything. So as long as that was okay, I was okay with it. So I think it all depends on the dialogue, It all depends on how.
पर सही है कि वो लोग बात करना चाहते भी थे.
ऐसा नहीं कि आके झगड़ा करने के लिए ऐसे थे. हाँ, उनमें वो ग्रुप में ऐसे 1-2 लोग थे कि वो सिर्फ झगड़ा करने के लिए आए थे. But there were enough sensible people over there who were just having a dialogue and talking.
मेरा एक दोस्त है, अभी वो भुवनेश्वर में है, तो उसका एक कोई तो जोक था, कुछ उसने बोला था उसमें. तो नॉट ओनली डिड दे अटैक हिम ऑल ओवर द प्लेस, उसके अगेंस्ट NC फाइल किया वो लोग 10 पुलिस स्टेशन में जाके. प्लस उसके घर पे उसके चाचा आई थिंक शाखा में काम करते हैं, कुछ सीन है, ठीक है, लाइक ही मस्ट बी अ संगी. तो through his uncle, they are telling his parents, your son has converted to Christianity and has become like he's trying to convert people through his stand-up comedy. Okay, and I'm like, dude, if you get converted on the basis of stand-up, then you really, really need to reevaluate your life decisions. It has nothing to do with the comedian.
Stand-up पे वजह से convert हो गया.
Huh, but this reminds me of an interesting story of dialogue. A friend of mine runs a place in Nagpur, and it's a restaurant which is called Sardarji. If you ever been to the Nagpur ka Sardarji's, there's one in
It is
Andheri
not the
also.
हाँ वही सेम है क्या?
हाँ,
अरे I
franchise
love the Bombay Sardar ji.
But Nagpur ka Sardarji is the best Sardarji. Because they have, I'm serious, I've eaten at all the Sardarjis, and Nagpur ka Sardarji is the best. Like their desserts are the best, and it's located very close to a Gurudwara. So when it opened, a lot of the people were very pissed off at the fact that a non-Sardar owns a place called Sardarji. So they were like,
So they're not
"Jala
pissed
denge."
off about the name. They're not pissed off about the food. They're pissed off that the non-Sardar is opened.
So then there were like some fight and people in that community that were like, जला देंगे तुम्हारा दुकान और तुम्हें सर फोड़ देंगे, तुम्हें मार डालेंगे and all of that. And so this guy, he went to the head of the Gurudwara and he said, can you all just please come for dinner once?
So sweet.
So सबको डिनर पे बुलाया, सब लोग ने खाना खाया और फिर बोला सही है चलो. It's like, they were like, okay, you have done justice to this butter chicken. I don't think this is a problem.
Nice. Now that's good dialogue.
है ना? I wish there was more such good dialogue. Usually it's just तुम आदर चोद, नहीं तुम आदर चोद, नहीं तुम आदर चोद. I wish I had, this is what I express in all my specials also, but I genuinely wish I had John Cena music in my life. You know, like if you are just walking and because John Cena music is victory music, no matter how bad a loss you've had, if you play John Cena music, you won.
You won.
So ऐसे situations में if I could just leave the vicinity.
with that playing in the background.
all my specials end with that music.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling, I've had depression for most of my life. If it were not for John Cena music, there would be many nights I would not have made it through. When life is at its absolute worst, you blast it in your ears and you just walk around your room with both hands in the sky.
I'm gonna try that.
100% guaranteed to work. Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me. मेरा time है फिर भी तू नहीं देख रहा है मेरे को. पर मेरा time है बेंचो. It's perfect. John Cena जो आदमी को रैपिंग कभी नहीं करना चाहिए वो करके दिखा रहा है तुमको.
हाँ.
और पीछे काला आदमी भी रखा है इतना करने को. But I don't think it would be what this podcast essentially aims to be is like an industry podcast in some sense, because I like to talk about the industry with people from the industry. Usually it's comedy and arts films, and I know I've briefed you that I'm going to ask you this question, so I hope you're all set, because we really do need to discuss the problem with nepotism in these building societies. And you thought I was fucking around. I'm not, guys. This nepotism has gone on long enough.
बहुत हो गया. बिल्डिंग सेक्रेटरी का बेटा भी नाटक कर रहा है.
तो क्या ऐसा कैसे चल सकता है कि नहीं? बिल्डिंग सेक्रेटरी का बेटा रिपेयर्स कमेटी में, हाँ, और फिर क्रिकेट बोर्ड का भी हेड बन जाता है वो. ऐसा कैसे हो रहा है ये सब? What's you know what pissed me off about Sushant Singh killing himself? Like it was about Sushant for 5 minutes,
and then it just switched.
Then it was about Karan Madharchode. Like
it just
what
immediately
happened?
Yeah. And the discussion was only about that. They were not even coming back to this. They were only pushing that harder and harder, and it's still going on.
Yeah, and it's not like it. एक बाजू बी काइंड, पर फिर वही बंदा 3 दिन बाद करण मादरचोद, तो क्या हुआ फिर? बी काइंड का फायदा ही नहीं हुआ ना. उससे अच्छा तुम बी मत करो ना. Don't be. But that's what Sushant tried, and that didn't work out either. So I mean, it's just not. None of this is. Every time someone kills themselves, and it gets covered in the news, people will message me saying, oh, Akash, we love you, please don't kill yourself.
Fuck, really?
Yeah. Hundreds of messages in the next 2 weeks I got.
Shit, okay.
And right after that I was in the middle of a big troll attack from homeopaths. So I said I'm taking a break from Instagram for 2-3 days. And उसमें तो लोग बावरे हो गए कि भाई ये तो मार डालेगा अपने आप को. And it's to the point where I also feel like telling them, fuckers, have some faith. Because if even you don't have faith in me, then I'm fucked. Because
कुछ तो उम्मीद रखो.
हाँ, मैं जानबूझ के फार्मलैंड पे जा रहा है जहाँ पे हाइट नहीं है, तो मैं कूद ना पाऊँ. तुम लोग Have you ever had any trouble with mental illnesses?
Not really. I had some anger management issues. I had,
Oh, those are fun. Do they ever? That must be difficult with a set and all, man.
It still is difficult in sets and all that. But thankfully, I work with the people I work with. I'm not saying that they're used to me, but they are kind of cushioned me over the years, and now because of that, I've kind of, and I'm also calmed down over the years. So now I'm.
Is it
I would like to
exclusively-
believe I'm much better.
Is it exclusively when you're at work, or does it usually happen everywhere?
Earlier it used to be everywhere, and now definitely it takes a lot to push me now. Now I've really calmed down.
I feel like my rage has been encapsulated into the 5 minutes before I go on stage, when I'm most irritable. If you do anything wrong in those 5 minutes, then there is hell to be paid. And if I can't scream at the person who has fucked up, then I will go and scream at the audience and
Sure.
scold them about something, and just be like, "You are all undeserving." Is it ever? I don't know how much fan interaction directors get, as compared to what I mean, the average. I wouldn't compare it to an actor because वो लोग तो कुछ अलग ही level पे वो लोग का चेहरा दिखता है जगहों पे. But to compare to the average writer or comedian, is there a lot of interaction with the people who absorb your work?
Well, through Twitter, yeah, for sure. And I'm not that active. I've never been that active on social media so much. So only I think Twitter is the only platform like that. And of course, when you take part in events and when you take part in different platforms where you're part of a congregation, there you get to interact with people who like your work, who admire your work, and then there's that interaction. In fact, I look forward to that. I try and make it a point, and people who reach out to me through my email and everything, I make it a point to respond to everyone. I don't.
Yeah, that must be exhausting though. Does that ever feel weird also to you? कि ये इतना level तक personal भी होना है और
somewhere you draw the line, and over the years now, again, that is something I've realized that I need to kind of draw the line somewhere, because what happens is when you start that dialogue, then they think that they have access and they keep trying to use that access. So I nowadays I tell them that access is don't take it for granted, reach out when you really think that there is something which
right.
merits that, so
But I think it makes sense to avoid the social media as long as your job doesn't hinge on it. Like I think
Right.
there's what most people, most of my contemporaries will just not look at the other messages and the requests on their Instagram, but I do, and it can be morally conflicting, man, because you're talking to people who have mental illnesses, people who are suicidal
Right.
will text me and be like, "Hey, I want to kill myself. You didn't, so help me also." And you're like,
Fuck.
it isn't that easy. It's not like that. You have to get help, and then it's everything from sir bhada bad gaya paisa nahi hai to my friend is having a seizure. Dude, that is the scariest. ऐसा रात को I wake up in the morning and I see पिछले रात का 2 मैसेज है 2 अलग अलग जन से saying my friend is having a seizure
why are they reaching out to you at that point?
because he's tried to kill himself or some shit.
Fuck. Okay.
And I read it in the morning and I messaged back in a panic saying, what the fuck happened? What was this and this and that? And they're like, oh yeah, he's fine now. It's just like, we just panicked in the moment and we didn't know who to text. And I'm like, yeah,
Right.
okay, thanks.
We didn't know who to text.
And it just makes me feel so bad. Ki this is what it's come down to. That the primary fucking support giver has become your friendly neighborhood comedian. समझ रहा है? This should not be happening. This is like police trying to do judicial work. You're not supposed to. उनका काम नहीं है. उसके मत करवाओ, हक देंगे. Do you ever feel it's harder for you as somebody who is not as like I don't know how much you are in the circles. I'm somebody who's not very much in the circles in my community. मैं थोड़ा ऐसा बाहर ही रहता है.
मैं
You end up hanging out with.
No, I don't. In fact, I don't hang out like that at all. But I still manage to. I feel I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm neither here nor there. I'm always on the edge, which is equal parts difficult and equal parts sometimes easier also. So, and I in some way I feel I found my comfort zone in that layer. So some days are very difficult because some days when you're on the outside part of it, you feel the heat of it. But then some days are great, so I just take it one day at a time.
It's a politically correct answer you have given.
But ये genuine answer. So I'm actually I would say I have access to almost everyone in the industry. Thankfully, over the last 15 years, I've built that relationship. I almost know everyone. I have that interaction. So when I meet them, I do interact with all of them. But at the same time, I'm also not like best friends enough for them to hang out with them at parties and their birthdays and all. I don't do that. So.
I feel like that a lot of people want to, especially in comedy also this happens, where there is a sense of because you laugh so much with your co-workers, you tend to start believing that everybody is a friend. And I think for me it was like a hard realization over years कि सब दोस्त नहीं होते हैं.
सब दोस्त नहीं होते हैं.
हाँ, कोई लोग बस co-worker है और they are being sweet and you don't need to you don't have to be friends with everybody. And
it's a tough thing to process, right? I know what you're saying. I know that feeling. It happens with me also when I'm working with some actors on a film and everything, and by the time the film ends, you feel like so invested with those people, right? You've lived with them, but then they move on to another set and they start working, and for you, you're living with them because you have worked shot with them, and then you're editing, you're still with them, but they have gone, they have moved on.
और वो हल्का सा चुभता है on some level, and at the same time I feel quite lucky to be in this position where like I like to say मेरा कोई घोड़ा नहीं है रेस में. मैं तो बस ब्लीचर पे बैठ के पॉपकॉर्न खा रहा है टाइप्स. तो it becomes, I think there's a sense of comfort in that of accepting that this is a workplace and accepting that.
Right.
Does it hamper? Like with me, it affects opportunities on some level, which is, I think, a controversial thing to say on one of these podcasts. But it does, your circles do get into the way. And this is not me asking you about nepotism in a roundabout manner.
I'm sure it does the same for me too. It does affect opportunities. It does affect things coming my way. Maybe if I am a bit more social, a bit more forward in the way I interact with them, and maybe it'll translate into maybe I can't say that for sure, but that's not a route I would want to take anyways. So
why do you think more directors don't invest in things where the end user pays directly to them? Like, to give you an example, I mean, I understand एक पिक्चर बनाने को तो 1.5 करोड़ रुपए चाहिए, पर मेरा वेबसाइट फॉर एग्जांपल में चलाता है, उसमें लोग आता है, अपना पैसा देता है, पॉडकास्ट चलता है, स्टैंड अप वीडियोस निकलता है. Why do you think directors don't do that?
Tanmay, I remember, had this conversation with me when we did the Sachinocalypse video with AIB, and I think it was around the time when David had come out and flopped. So we were at dinner, I think, me and Tanmay said, so how many people saw David? What was the box office like? And I told him this was the box office. So that means he calculated that means this many tickets went to that. And
तन्मय का मैथ्स बहुत स्ट्रांग है नहीं?
अरे बहुत फटाफट उसने बोला मेरे को.
फटाफट बोलता है, उसको देख के लगता नहीं है वो चतुर है वो.
Then he said मेरा YouTube, if you had done the YouTube video and if it had so many views, इतना लोग ने देखा, which means more people saw this than so he gave me an analogy of that, and he said that so that means if you do more work here, you might have more viewers, more people watching your stuff. And as mathematically, logically correct it sounded, I still couldn't subscribe to that thought, only because I think films are a different medium altogether and this is a different medium altogether. And you're right, there are platforms available.
The idea is not to end up releasing it on YouTube. The idea is कि if you ask your fan base कि तुम मुझे पैसा डायरेक्ट दे और मैं पिक्चर बना के दूँ, as opposed to मैं प्रोड्यूसर से पिक्चर का पैसा रेस करके दूँ.
करते हैं ना. There are a lot of people who do this crowdfunding, and I think one of the first crowdfunded films was Raghu Romeo that Rajat Kapoor had done, and a lot of people over the years, that was I think one of the first films which was crowdfunded and done, and over the years a lot of people have done that, and it has worked for them. So I'm not saying no, but I think that also has a limited kind of I mean, you can't really make a 10-20 crore film based on कि हम crowdfunding से बनाएंगे.
Are you sure?
You don't know till you're not tried it, right? So,
हाँ, cause like मुझे भी नहीं लगा था कि अभी जो 1000 सब्सक्राइबर है वेबसाइट पे, मुझे नहीं लगा था कि होंगे कभी.
तो चल मैं विशभरी में डाल देता हूँ, बोलता मेरे को 25 करोड़ का पिक्चर बनाने का, चलो दो मेरे को.
हाँ, I mean, I think the process would obviously be to start small, right? Like तो
Of
पहला
course.
2 करोड़ वाला और फिर 10 करोड़ वाला.
पहला
और ये
2 करोड़
करना
बना
ही चाहिए.
करना चाहिए. इट्स वर्थ अ शॉट फॉर श्योर.
मेरे को क्या लगता है आर्टिस्ट का काम है ना इवेंचुअली वो सॉरी टू साउंड सो कम्युनिस्ट बट you know you have to seize the means of production and then after that you seize the means of distribution and then you are in charge, you know. Otherwise we are always shortchanged as creators. The producer in order to give us the platform to make our thing is going to ask for a hefty cut and creative control, and the distributor in order to you know let our work reach people is going to take a hefty cut and might exert some creative control on what you're making. Although I think OTTs have to some extent eased out you know the restrictions that were there earlier, that also still has a long way to go.
True.
बट अगर मैं मेरा पिक्चर बनाऊं और मैं सिर्फ उसका कॉस्ट रिकवर कर लूं बेस ऑडियंस से, फिर फ्री में लीक होके भी चला जाए तो मुझे फर्क नहीं पड़ता है.
फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा.
I don't know. Does this make sense? I don't know why I'm pitching shit to you, man. You've been doing this for way longer than I have been doing this. I feel like my cousin now coming and giving me joke ideas for no reason.
It's a good model worth pursuing. Sure.
Is there a movie coming out this year? How are you going to do this with COVID?
Well, like everyone, I'm also trying to see how to release the film. So now I don't think theaters are opening up anytime soon. And even if they open up, I don't think people are going to go anytime soon. So it's quite a difficult time that way. So I'm in talks with OTTs and I'm trying to figure out to see if there is a platform available to release it.
ये एक बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है यार. But I think the biggest problem that annoys me about watching films not in a theater is the sound. Like I have done audio engineering का डिप्लोमा, तो I'm as it is.
क्या बात कर रहे really?
हाँ ऐसे ही अंधेरी. तो I get very anal about the
Sound.
oral experience of it because there's no point in watching. अरे वो टेबल पर ऐसा फड़ाक करके रखा तो ऐसा छाती में लगना चाहिए ना, रखा वो नहीं हो पाता है. I feel like there is definitely a loss in. Similarly with Zoom shows right now there is a loss in translation, right? Like it's not as immediate. It feels like watching a 4K movie on a dial-up connection because ज़्यादातर तुम्हें सब pixelate होके ही आ रहा है. You are not sure of what all information is being lost, and you know my jokes are like those little things I say between things that are funny, and वो सब गया अभी, वो सब स्टाइल ही बदलना पड़ेगा.
Closed captions. पूरा बैठ के closed caption डालूं.
अरे पर मुझे थोड़ी पता है मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ. यही तो मेरा डिफेंस, आप समझ नहीं रहे हो. आई एम मेंटली इल, ओके. आई प्लीड इंसैनिटी. मैं बावरा आदमी है, मैं कुछ भी जाता है स्टेज पे बोलने को. इकरस का विंग पिघालना पड़ा मेरे को कम शॉट समझाने को, तो तुम समझ रहे हो मैं.
I want to see a video of that Zoom chat.
I can link you to it like literally after this call. Oh man, उसमें in fact there is one joke. I mean that's the beauty of it, dude. Like open mic में जो कभी-कभी तुम्हें ऐसा सोना दिख जाता है ना, कि एक रात को एक चीज ऐसा हो गया, which I feel is what keeps me coming back to stand up as opposed to any other thing. Earlier it was trust. I felt like how do I trust 1500 people with my vision, or how can any one of these 1500 people treat me with equal respect and trust for their vision. But now I kind of like, you know, YouTube videos were one step in that direction where you realize ki, oh your DOP and your director and your editor and the sound guy, these people should be allowed to make the calls that they need to make. You can't be doing everything all the time. Like it's not stand up. It's something else than stand up. Now I feel you know, increasingly, like when it comes to open mics, there are these moments in comedy which are just like unique to that, and they could not be recreated if you tried to produce them. And I feel like I don't know if you have those moments when you're making a film where you
of course. When things happen, like I mean you have everything on paper, you kind of rehearsed with the actors, you've spoken to your technicians, everything has been planned. But then while you're shooting, some kind of a magic that happens. That is you never anticipated that happening at that point. And it might be an actor saying an extra line, it might be an actor giving an extra look, or it might be a DOP suddenly changing the light or something small that just changes the entire dynamics of the thing. So I love it when that happens. I absolutely love it.
When is the next film coming out? अभी के लिए क्या?
आएगा अभी जल्दी आएगा, पूरा तैयार है यार, मैं तो वेट कर रहा हूँ. रुक जा, नेक्स्ट फिल्म तो छोड़, ये इसको देख, ये है मेरा हीरो.
Hey. Hello friend.
That's Pongal.
Ah, what a sweet. You are a holiday and a food. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, I would eat you up. Ah, what a cutie.
sweet.
I become
Ah,
super...
look at him bite. See, he bites like a dog. Look at him. Why
He's
is
just
he
nipping,
biting?
huh?
Yeah. Look at him.
That's interesting. Not a lot of cats do that.
Yeah, this fucker does it all the time.
Wow. Look at you. You're a smart kiddo. You're a dog or kiddo. Kiddo. Sorry, I get very... I turn into a little mush ball whenever there are pets involved. So यार ये तो नीति का कुत्ता आया, तेरा बिल्ली आया.
हाँ really अच्छा.
हाँ, नीति का कुत्ता बैठा था आधे पॉडकास्ट में, फिर वो बोर हो गया हमारी बातों से.
ये तो ऑलरेडी बोर हो गया, आते ही चला गया.
वो I told you no dude, just leave food lying around because एक दिन और चश्मे पहने रखना, मरना आके खा जाएगा वो.
ये चिपका के.
So spit guard पहन के. Is there
But
anything?
earlier when he was fucking this small, he used to bite like that. But he used to do this one action with his paws like that. So one friend of mine who's been a cat owner for a long time, she told me that basically cats have that thing that they want to bite and tear. So he was actually trying to tear my fucking skin. So they're...
No, it's actually what happens is a mama cat's skin is very thick. तो उनका claws एक दूसरे को उतना लगता नहीं. So when they do that to you, that is an affection thing, but for another cat, and because your skin is not cat, it is harmful to you. That's what I've understood. But again, these are mind controlling animals, man. So I would suggest, हो सके तब तक
Precaution.
मतलब I am personally, I am a big fan. Every year until this COVID happened, every year we used to try and raise money for cat. मैं बिल्ली लोग का राजीव गांधी, हाँ तुम लोग, sorry संजय गांधी, तुम लोग को आइडिया नहीं है. मैं बहुत cats को spay करवाया है. मतलब I've raised money for a few hundred cats getting spayed over the years. हाँ, because they are amazing animals, but we don't need more.
I went to get him spayed, and the doctor was trying to give him the injection to the anesthesia thing, and he's such a fighter. He's so strong. 3 people couldn't pin him down, and the doctor was trying to inject him, and the doctor ended up injecting himself.
Oh shit! Wow!
It was like a movie scene, like a slapstick movie scene, and the doctor is holding his hand and going, "अरे क्या हो गया? इस बिल्ली को करना था खुद को कर दिया." It was too funny.
What did he give himself? Tranquilizer?
I think so.
You remember the first time you took your cat to the vet and somebody took their temperature and the cat made eye contact with you कि ये मेरे गार्ड में लोग ये डाल रहे, तू इधर देख रहा है खड़ा साले तेरे को शर्म नहीं आता है, जो गिल्ट के साथ देखता है ना बिल्ली.
और तू देख रहा है, तू मुझे देख रहा है.
और तुम भी उधर आया. I remember going to my cat Siddesh and just being like, Siddesh, in some cultures this is considered a compliment. So
You had a cat called Siddesh.
I had Mangesh and Siddesh are the two office cats.
Very cat friendly names, I must say.
रास्ते पे मिला ना तो रास्ते का नाम मस्त एकदम देसी नाम. ऐसा क्या नाम रखने का उसका, ऐसा ऑस्कर बिस्कर नाम रख के फायदा नहीं है उसका. सिद्धेश एंड मंगेश लड़की है. सिद्धेश लड़की है वो, cause ना ये लोग में बाद में आता है ना सब बॉल्स और सब, तो हम लोग ने पहले नाम रखा और फिर जेनिटेलिया आया. मस्त है. सिद्धेश मर गई वो बालकनी से कबूतर पकड़ने को गई, which I think is a good way to die.
Which
it's
floor?
a fair way. 9th floor.
Oh fuck.
हाँ.
That's terrible.
Yeah, but I mean, come to think of it, I mean, as a cat, what better way to die than hunting a bird? I feel that's okay.
मेरे बालकनी में नेट नहीं है, मेरे को संभालना पड़ेगा.
नहीं, most cats are not so dumb. Most cats understand heights very well. पर सिद्धेश के दिल में जो जोश था, plus I think she was tired of Mangesh, so
Mangesh was troubling her a lot.
अरे वो मंगेश है ना, एक्चुअली क्या हो गया, मेरे को रास्ते पे एक्सीडेंट हो गया था मंगेश का, मेरे को मिला इतना नल्ला हाथ में आ रहा है, तो डॉक्टर ने बोला ये मर जाएगा क्योंकि इसका स्पाइन वाइन तोड़ दिया गया वो स्कूटर ने. तो मैं बोला ऐसा नहीं होता है, तो मैं लेके गया कैट कैफे वाले बोले अरे करके देंगे इसको ठीक. तो फिर आफ्टर 1.5-2 months ऑफ रिकवरी ही वाज फाइन. आई थिंक इज अ लिटिल मेंटली नॉट ऑल देयर, बट एंड ही वॉक्स लाइक संजय दत्त, ऐसा एकदम सा हाँ एकदम संजू बाबा walk है उसका dude. And
I love Sanjay Baba.
he's great, dude.
Oh,
I've
you have
not
to meet him in person. You have to meet. He's outstanding. Like whenever I met him, I just don't want the meeting to end. I just have so much fun just chatting with him. He's outstanding.
So when we got Mangesh back from the vet is when so we got him back and we got him into the office and we had a party to celebrate Mangesh आया है and तभी क्या हो गया कि वो मंगेश मिला ही नहीं हम लोग को फिर 1 घंटा तो हमें लगा भाग गया वो and we got little drunk before the party people came only कि हम लोग तो celebrate शुरू कर लें so then when we were looking for Mangesh outside of the house in the rain we saw another kitten and my office का friend is like ये ही है मंगेश I said ये मंगेश नहीं है ये दूसरा बिल्ली है पर मंगेश भी तो नहीं मिल रहा है
तो उसको डालिए
लेके आए अंदर और हम लोग जैसे उसको अंदर लेके आए मंगेश अंदर से निकला और बोला बहनचोद ये कौन है
ये कौन है
तो बोला मंगेश मीट सिद्धेश सिद्धेश मीट मंगेश मस्त हो गया
अच्छा
उसको हम लोग सिद्धि भी बुलाते थे वो भड़क जाती थी बिल्ली तो सिद्धेश और गो होम I think this has been a long and fruitful chat. Do you feel like
Video stopped, the side video बंद हो गया.
Okay, that's great because even I have only less than a minute left in the side video. So yeah, man. Hey, thank you for coming on this though. This has been great and long and very random. Yeah. Oh, not at all, dude. I will call you after this also. It's like you are not going to lose me now. This is you will look at this episode and
I'll have to sit with a notebook next time when I call you because you like one whole treasure trove of trivia. So I was like noting when you were talking only I was opening tabs and reading up stuff.
Oh man, I am more than happy to give it to you. This is what I do in my life. All my useless information, if I can find somebody who wants to hear it, ना ऐसे ही बनता है दोस्ती. अभी तुम देखो 10 साल में you will go back to that YouTube video and be like, hey, this was the day this man has entered my life. This was the day. And it will be like a bad, I don't want this to happen, but imagine like one future तो ऐसा गंजी में ट्रेन में बस तू खड़ा है और कोई ऐसा है ना
and then everyone said, oh, Pagala, only you know.
Like I kicked the guy who was watching the video.
Yeah, I annoyed you with trivia to the point where your brain couldn't function anymore. And all you could think of was your cat eating your eyes out once you're dead. And
Yeah. Pongal, yeah, better not.
horror और comedy बहुत बाजू बाजू में ही है.
आसपास ही है.
हाँ, फर्क सिर्फ प्राइमर का है. एक बाजू तुम हंसने हो, एक बाजू तुम डरने हो. इसलिए एक बाजू हंसते हो और दूसरी बाजू डरते हो. वरना सेम ही है. हाँ, और ऐसा करके म्यूजिक आना चाहिए वो हॉरर में.
वो लेकिन वही ना वो सब थिएटर में वो साउंड का इफेक्ट आता है इधर टीवी में नहीं आएगा वो इफेक्ट.
अरे कुछ नहीं यार, मैं और मेरा ड्राइवर है ना मोबाइल पे देखते हैं पिक्चर, ठीक है, भोजपुरी.
क्या बात कर रहे हैं.
हाँ, फुल इफेक्ट आता है. जो भी तुम्हें हॉरर वॉरर सब फील होना है सब एक साथ फील होता है. कुछ इतना भी नहीं है. तू कुछ इतना भी नहीं कर रहा है तू कि पूरा थिएटर लगे तेरे लिए, ठीक है. हाँ, फैमिली कमिंग एंड सेइंग उसमें क्या है, वो तो उत्तरायण पे मैंने भी हंसाया था ना सबको वो दिन.
उसमें क्या है.
Yeah, no, that's essentially like Indian auntie ने ये तो कांदे का भजिया ही है. ये onion ring थोड़ी आता है. It's that feeling. Okay. चलो. Enough of your time wasted, my friend. Thank you so much for coming on Akash, friends.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's been a pleasure. If you could give a quick shout out to all the AMF patrons, you can just say thank you to all the patrons for helping this podcast survive.
Well, a huge shout out to all the Akash Mehta fan club.
Akash and friends.
Wo to shout out to diya. Akash and friends, a huge shout out to them, and please keep the support going so that we can have more of these podcasts, more interesting people, far more interesting than me, who would come on here and talk to Akash, and Akash can entertain them with stories about Siddesh and Mangesh. So look forward to more and more podcasts. So please keep supporting.
Thank you so much, man. And if you are listening to this at home, again, it's an absolute pleasure. We have missed out a few episodes, guys, and I'm aware and I'm sorry that I had a very bad mental health month. We have now recorded a whole bunch together, and we will be releasing them on the website ASAP. If you're watching them on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the AMF podcast patronage program so that you can get these quickly and more timely than the other people on YouTube do. और otherwise देखो life है ना बहुत short है मेरे हिसाब से. और मौत आ रही है. देखो, I cannot stress this enough to all of you. कोरोना के कारण स्पेशली दादाजी, दादी माँ, नानी जी, सबको जरा प्रणाम, हाई लव यू सब बोल दो जरा दूर से. Just be mentally prepared for the months to come, and take care, and Shabba khair, etc. It's been great. Thank you for listening. My name is Akash, and this was Bijay Nombiar. I made you.
Nombiar.
Bijay Nombiar on the Akosh Mehta and Friends podcast.